Rob Gronkowski slated to make his return in the Big Apple. What should we expect? I'm Alex Barth. He is Evan Lazar from Gillette Stadium. This is the Fox Bear Report, brought to you by ActionHeat.com. If you're looking to stay warm at Patriots games this winter, check out ActionHeat.com. They've got heated clothing. This vest right here, it's actually keeping me warm right now. That's right. It's like a heated car seat you can wear, and we've got a special deal for you. If you use the coupon code NEWSFEED, you will get a discount off of your order. That is ActionHeat.com and the promo code NEWSFEED, or go to ActionHeat.com/NEWSFEED. Two different ways, same savings. Check it out. All right, Evan, Rob Gronkowski lampooned in the New York Daily News today. Weekend at Gronky's. First of all, Weekend at Bernie's, overrated movie.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, not a great start.
Sure.
This has to be bulletin board material, right?
Well, yeah, I think so. And Manesh Mehta, the guy in the New York Daily News that wrote the piece about Gronk's career being over.
Funny.
This is what Mehta does, right? And I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm just saying.
No, you can pick on it. That's okay.
This is what he does. Is he knows his team stinks. He knows the Jets aren't making many headlines, so he makes the headlines himself by saying outlandish things and making outlandish jokes and poking fun. New York Daily News is also a great cover. Like every time they come out with a cover, it's usually pretty funny. This one was good. I mean, I think that Gronk probably has a copy of this in his locker. He's probably seen it. We'll probably ask him here in the next couple days when we get to talk to him. But I think more or less, who really cares what a reporter on the outside said? It'd mean much more to me if, Jamal Adams came out and said that Gronk was over the hill or something like that.
So let's get into that now. He's going to be back. He hasn't played in a couple of weeks. The last few games he played, he didn't look great. Where should Patriots fans' expectations be for Rob Gronkowski on Sunday?
Well, I think that what I want to see from Rob Gronkowski is, we've been talking about it a lot. Is Gronk ever going to be 100% again this season? Or are we going to see kind of a 75-70% version of Gronk for the rest of the year that can still be effective in certain ways, but not what he was before? So I think that we'll figure out very early on in this game, just based on how he's moving out there, if he is closer to 100% than maybe 70 or 75%. So I think it's very interesting to see, not necessarily his stat line, but just how is he getting in and out of routes, how is he moving. We'll see what happens, but I'm not expecting I'm not expecting a huge game, not a 150-yard, 2-touchdown game or anything like that, but I am expecting to see a moment where you see him separate.
Just like a flash of the older Rob Gronkowski.
Right, like we saw against Kansas City, kind of, on that last drive, final drive. He gets matched up against Jamal Adams, who he owned last year, and Adams' rookie year is kind of a, hey, rookie, welcome to the NFL type moment. Maybe we see that this week, and we can kind of say, okay, maybe he needs to save it. Maybe it's only can come out 2 or 3 times a game, but those 2 or 3 times a game, we're still going to get the old Rob Gronkowski.
So there's one part of Gronk's game, I feel like this hasn't been talked about a lot, but there's one part of Gronk's game that I think didn't take a step back this year, if anything took a step forward, and that's blocking. Now, a back injury and ankle injury, those are going to hamper what you need to do to block. So I want to see, especially with Dwayne Allen out for the next couple of weeks, it sounds like, if he's not going to be that major factor in the receiving game, can he at least be a key part of the running game as a blocker? And you feel like the receiving will come, right? He'll run better routes, and he'll get his legs back under him as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. But if he can at least be a helpful part of the blocking game in the short term while he does that, that to me could be as big a difference as anything, because they struggled to run the ball without him.
Yeah, speaking to that point, the Patriots running game with Sony Michel, they've invested a whole lot in that running game, paying guard Shaq Mason, paying David Andrews. Rob Gronkowski's obviously a big part of that.
First-round pick on
Michel. The Patriots need the running game to be as big of a factor as the passing game if this offense is going to hit its ceiling. They need that running game to be another weapon that the defensive coordinators need to game plan for week in and week out. Because if it's just Tom Brady in the passing game, I don't know if they have the weapons to be just a passing team. They really need to work off of each other and have a running game where they can get things involved with play action and misdirection while handing off the ball to Michel and do that type of stuff to get guys open, because I'm not sure that they have the guys right now that can just separate on their own. So they need to get guys open with scheme. And how do you do that? You get a running game, you get defenses off balance, you get them guessing, and then you get guys open.
And again, when Dwayne Allen comes back, obviously that will help. But Rob Gronkowski, it doesn't hurt to have him there as a blocker.
Sure.
Last question. Neither one of us are big fantasy football guys, but we know a lot of you are. It's always risky starting a guy playing him, especially at that position where you only get one in most leagues when he's coming off an injury. Is Rob Gronkowski worth the start in fantasy this week?
I always operate out of the principle in fantasy, and sometimes it bites you, but most of the time it doesn't. If your stud is healthy and he's in the lineup, he's in your fantasy lineup. Whether it's Gronk or a Julio Jones or a running back.
I got AJ Green this week. What should I do?
If he's healthy and he's active on Sunday, then he's in your lineup, because the worst thing that you could do would be bench Rob Gronkowski, and then he ends up having 3 touchdowns.
Yards, 3 touchdowns.
And you just are the idiot that has
we're getting
him on
closer
your
to the
bench.
playoffs. So you're saying start Rob Gronkowski this week?
And if Gronk is in the Patriots lineup, he's in your lineup.
And if you lose, blame him. This has been the Foxborough Report, brought to you by Action Heat. Check them out at actionheat.com. From Gillette Stadium, he's Evan Lazar. I'm Alex Barth for CLNS.